And I kind of like the... Whoa, I actually hit that. Hello gamers. So a lot of people ask me, should I buy this gun early? Should I buy that gun early? I think that you don't really need to buy a lot of guns early. That's just my opinion. So today I'm going to show you some of the low rank guns that you don't need to buy early. If you're like a rank 30 or below, this will work for you. If you're higher than rank 30, you also have these guns and you can totally use them anyways. And if you're like a rank 10, then you might have a couple of these guns. So let's just get into it. Dude, if you're literally any rank at all, you have the M4A1. And if you've never used this thing, you need to try it out. I use it now and I'm ranked like 157. It's so good. It doesn't really hit that hard, right? But the movement, the reloads, the recoil is not that bad. The RPM is pretty fast. It's just so strong in basically every way that just because it's not like the hardest hitting gun or anything doesn't mean it can't be super good. If you're rank 0 and you're having trouble getting kills with like the AK-12, try this one out, alright? You'll probably do better with it. Next up is obviously going to be the AS Val. If you've watched any of these videos, you know it's the AS Val and you know that the AS Val is super good. And people are always like, why don't people use this, right? Why aren't you using the AS Val? And the reason that they say that is because the AS Val is genuinely one of the most cracked guns in the game, especially now that it has a full stock. It does 34 to 20, which basically means you can 3-hit in CQC, same as the M4A1, but you can 5-hit all ranges anywhere on the body. It also shoots faster, and it has a 20-round capacity, but you just need to buy an extended mag, and then it has a 30. And you can also 3-hit farther, so it's basically an M4A1 upgrade in a lot of ways. Listen, all I'm going to say is if you haven't used the AS Val, you need to use it, at least just try it out. Don't buy the extended mag if you don't have the credits really. It's just so, it's crazy good. It is crazy good. Like I'll use it as like a really sweaty weapon. Genuinely right after you unlock the AS Val, you unlock the Scar L at rank 16. I know what you're thinking. It's the Fortnite. I can't use the Fortnite gun. Listen, this thing, especially if you're low rank, you're not really that good at controlling recoil or anything, you get a good loadout on the Scar L, this is going to be basically your best gun. It's going to be great in CQC, well not really the best in CQC, but it's going to be great in mid-range and long range. Even in CQC it's passable, but it's not really like the best thing in CQC, you know? It can 4-hit anywhere on the body, all ranges. It has freaking no recoil, dude. How can you even say that this is not no recoil? You can also put AP on it and have no downsides because it 4-hits all ranges. So yeah, the Scar L, if you haven't used it, just give it a go. Like the all-around stats other than the RPM are all very, very strong, dude. Some might even say a little bit too strong. I don't know. It used to not be this good, and then they made it have a 4-hit all ranges, so it's pretty strong now. The next low rank gun is the M107. I'm just kidding. The next gun is kind of the Remington 870. The reason that the Remington 870 is good is because of the shotguns. It's probably one of the best ones in the game. It has a good spread, shoots pretty fast, has a decent capacity. So it's kind of like a jack of all trades when it comes to the shotgun class. It's not my favorite shotgun. I kind of like the KSG more, but I don't think the KSG is actually better. I'd say that the KSG is actually worse, but who even knows, dude? I'd also say that the Colt LMG is just, it's so good. Like, if you haven't used the Colt LMG as a low rank, you need to give this thing a go, dude. It's really, really, really strong. Another low rank gun is the MP7. It's rank 9, and if you haven't given this thing a go, dude, nice. Very low recoil. It sounds kind of weird now. I don't really like it. It's got good hip fire. It shoots very fast. The damage and the ranges aren't the best, but it has a lot of pen and a lot of muzzle velocity as well, which just like altogether makes it a very, very strong gun. It's even got an extended mag, which gives it a 40-round capacity. I don't really use that extended mag because I don't really have the kills for it and I don't really want to buy it, and it has some downsides, so I don't know. I don't really recommend it. If you look at this hip fire, bro, that is some pretty accurate spray patterns. Like, that's the spray pattern on like a lot of assault rifles when they're aimed down sights. And it's got like 1.6 studs of pen, I'd like to say. Maybe I'm wrong about that. I don't remember exactly how much. For sniper rifles, intervention exists, and also the Remington 700. I haven't really talked about this gun that much. It's ranked 12, and I kind of like the... Whoa, I actually hit that. What? I kind of like the intervention more, but this gun's also really good. It doesn't really have the same capacity as the intervention, but it shoots faster. It has a worse torso kill range and not as much damage. But if I'm gonna be honest, try this thing out. I don't really like the default scope, to be honest, but that's just my opinion. It doesn't really do that much limb damage as well. What? But like, quick ADS time, fast RPM. If you put straight pull on here, it's going to be a really good gun. Another good gun for low ranks would probably be the SKS. It's not my favorite DMR, and as the DMRs go, it's kind of not really the best one. Of the easy to use ones for low rank players, this is definitely the best one. In fact, I'd probably say it's the easiest DMR to use in the entire game. It does 40 to 32 with a pretty good torso multiplier of, I think, 1.2, and it has very low recoil. You can even tap fire with this gun and still do all right with it, but just due to its like incredibly low recoil, I usually like to spam it a bunch. It actually works. I feel like this gun could get a buff, but I think the Mark 11 is a little bit harder to use, so I'd say that the SKS is probably going to be better for most players. Another gun, you know, I'm not the biggest fan of this. The amount of glass breaking, dude. It's the UMP 45. It's low recoil and it hits pretty hard. It shoots a little bit slow and the muzzle velocity kind of sucks, but it does 38 damage in CQC and does like 22 all ranges or something. I think 22. You can almost use it like it's a budget version of like the AK-47 because it has less capacity, but it has the same RPM and does like sort of similar damage. I called somebody a buffoon on the internet. Let's go. Because he said he used a skeleton grip on a shotgun, which from what I've heard makes your spread worse. And he's like, well, it makes your hip fire better. Who cares, dude? Yeah, maybe it makes your ADS better, but you can just use a laser and then it'll have no downsides on your ADS. Like all the other grips except the sideways grip make your ADS time worse. The sideways grip makes it the same, and the skeleton grip makes it better, but the skeleton grip, from what I've heard, makes your spread worse. It might not be true, but he still like agreed with me that it made your spread worse, but still was trying to argue that it was good. I don't know how you can kill people at range with this thing, but it actually works. I guess low recoil plus like alright damage. Even though like muzzle velocity not the best, it still works. What an absolute buffoon. Also, did I mention that the hip fire is good? Because on most PDWs, the hip fire is incredibly accurate. The low muzzle velocity kind of looks cool. Like the tracers are way easier to see. But I'm having to lead shots from like here, which is just, it's not the best. But yeah, if I missed a gun, if there's a gun that you think is really good and I didn't really mention, please comment it down below. I think that there's some decent like low rank pistols and stuff, but not really anything too exceptional. And a lot of the high rank pistols, let's be honest, the XIX is just the best pistol in the game, more or less, and it's really hard to argue against that. I guess the 1911 is pretty good, but yeah, if you guys enjoyed, please leave a like and a sub, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.